Is the home insurance crisis improving in California? The governor thinks so, but critics say not so fast.
Service dogs saving veterans. Why a San Diego nonprofit says federal cuts could put their program at risk.
The family of a Carlsbad woman killed in a carjacking are speaking out. Hear from her grieving daughter.
Plans to redevelop the Midway area clear a major hurdle today.
San Diego State is offering up a first-of-its-kind major.
I can say pretty confidently there is no other degree like this.
How the inaugural course aims to give students tools to thrive in a tech-driven future.
United for San Diego, 3 of our largest foundations are increasing their annual giving by $70 million in response to government cuts impacting food, housing, and health care.
When I heard about this story, I was hooked. A high school student rooting for the
white sea bass.
CBS 8 News Live at 6 starts right now.
California Governor Gavin Newsom believes the state's insurance market is getting better. And tonight, we're working for you to see if that's actually true. Good evening and thanks for joining us tonight. I'm Steve Price.
And I'm Shanna Handy. Both Carlo and Marcella are off tonight. The governor touched on the progress in a live stream conversation with former President Bill Clinton this week. Working for you, CBS 8's Abby Black joins us live with those who strongly disagree with the governor. Abby?
Shannon and Steve, you and I, we've all heard from so many of you. The insurers are dropping your insurance or you're facing rate hikes. But the governor says that help is on the way, but consumer advocates say that they're not buying it.
Global perspective may be one of the most pressing global issues.
Governor Gavin Newsom spoke with former President Bill Clinton Wednesday, touting progress in California's insurance crisis.
2 days ago, we had our 4th come back in. We had a lot of folks who were leaving the market.
We confirmed with the Department of Insurance that 5 insurers will stay in California: Mercury, CSAA or AAA, USAA, Pacific Specialty, and California Casualty. But we reached out to Consumer Watchdog President Jamie Court, who remains skeptical.
This is a nothing burger because most of these companies didn't say they were leaving or going anywhere. It's an announcement that they're staying.
We found all 5 requested identical 6.9% rate hikes, just under the threshold requiring public hearings. The rate increases follow Commissioner Lara's June strategy, allowing catastrophe modeling for wildfire rates.
We had to address the reinsurance market. We had to address the capital needs of these companies. And the reforms we've just put into place allow for more rapid rate increases.
The governor should care more about the fire victims getting their claims paid than insurance companies getting rate hikes that they may or may not deserve quicker.
Court says discounts for homeowners who create defensible space do not guarantee that they won't be dropped.
The only way to get them to cover people is to force them to do it.
Consumer Watchdog is pushing back against a ballot measure that would repeal 1988's Prop 103, which lets insurance companies raise rates without opening their books to regulators. Instead, Consumer Watchdog launched their own ballot initiative requiring coverage for homeowners who make their properties more fire resistant according to state standards.
We really need to encourage people to do that, and the only way to encourage people to do that is to make sure they have an insurance policy after they do it.
Consumer Watchdog hopes to be gathering signatures in the next 60 days. If they qualify and get enough signatures, it could make it on the November 2026 ballot. And that's where you will decide if insurance companies should cover homeowners who meet wildfire safety standards. Reporting live in Kearney Mesa, Abby Black, CBS 8.
Thanks, Abby. Remember, if there's something you'd like us to look into, just email us at workingforyou@cbs8.com.
2 California Democrats are cranking up the pressure on Republicans amid a looming government shutdown. San Diego Congressman Mike Levin and Senator Adam Schiff were in Oceanside today, and they were blasting the GOP for blocking legislation that would prevent massive health care premium increases for Californians next year.
Where you get your health care in San Diego, these cuts will impact you and your family. If you're on the ACA, if you're on Medicare, if you have private insurance, if you have employer-sponsored insurance, these cuts and these premium increases will impact you.
Levin went on to say if cuts happen to the Affordable Care Act, 5 million Americans, including more than 660,000 San Diegans, would lose health coverage. Both lawmakers say President Trump is refusing to even negotiate a bipartisan solution to avoid that. The two also point out that the GOP is in control of all 3 branches of government and are demanding Republicans come back to the negotiating table before a potential shutdown next week. For some veterans battling PTSD, a service dog can mean the difference between isolation and healing. But as CBS 8's Brian White reports, federal funding cuts are also threatening the mission of a San Diego nonprofit that trains these life-saving companions.
At their training facility in Oceanside, Marine Corps veteran Giovanni Fernandez is finding his footing in civilian life with help from his service dog, Bodhi.
He's helped me regain comfort within public settings. When I'm with him, I get to feel like a little bit of myself is back.
Freedom Dogs has been pairing service dogs with wounded service members for 20 years, working closely with those stationed at Camp Pendleton.
This is what we do. We come along and we support these veterans from the moment they enter this program until forever.
But now their largest source of funding, a Department of Defense grant that's given them nearly $250,000 this year alone, has not yet been approved for next year, and time is running out.
There's a lot on the line, and not just for our program individually, but across the United States.
The potential cut comes despite a growing need. Freedom Dogs currently helps about 25 veterans each year, and their numbers are growing.
When I do an interview and I think that I am not going to be able to help and support that veteran, it breaks my heart.
The National Defense Authorization Act, a key spending bill, is still in negotiations. Peggy hopes Congress will act before the September 30th deadline, or their grant funding will run out at the end of the year, leaving the nonprofit with only private and corporate donations to survive on.
Good girl, yes.
For veterans like Giovanni, the love from these furry companions has been healing.
He makes me feel happy again. All the dogs here make me feel happy, which is something that I really thought I lost.
For those who've served, these dogs are not just companions, they're a pathway back to the life they've been fighting to rebuild. In Oceanside, Brian White, CBS 8.
Great program there. Tonight, we're hearing from the family of a Carlsbad woman who was shot and killed outside her apartment complex last week.
CBS 8's Alex Cheney talked with the family of April Moore today and joins us live now from Carlsbad. Such a heartbreaking story, Alex.
Just a terrible story, Steve. That shooting happened at the apartment complex just behind me here in Carlsbad. It was a tragic moment as I talked to the family of April Moore today. They talked about what a loving, kind mother and friend she was, and how much they now miss her.
Me and my brother were upstairs in the apartment. We heard 5 gunshots.
The daughter of April Moore says she was home with her brother when they heard gunshots outside of their home. She saw a person lying on the ground, never thinking it would be her own mother.
We got a text message, because we share our locations with each other, that she was in a car accident. And then we knew a car was stolen, so that's how we found out that our mom was murdered.
Last Friday night, 50-year-old April Moore was shot and killed during a carjacking outside of her home in Carlsbad. The suspect then led officers in a police chase through Orange County. Her car was found by a license plate reader. Eventually, there was a shootout with police outside of a Lake Forest In-N-Out. The suspect, a 31-year-old male, was killed in the shootout. No one else was injured. April's daughter says her mom was her best friend. They were planning a trip to watch the 49ers play, April's favorite team.
I've never been to a home 49er game, and we were going to go in October. I'm still trying to go to honor her because I've never been. It's going to be hard being there without her when I know she was supposed to be there.
I promised April.
April's longtime friend Jamie says April was a loving friend and devoted mother, as she now tries to process her grief from this random act of violence.
I am angry. I'm very angry that this happened. I'm upset that somebody that she doesn't even, that she was ambushed in her car for no reason, and her children had to witness it all.
Her loved ones dealing with the grief of losing April as they now live for her legacy, the woman they miss so much.
I'm just going to try my hardest to keep going on for my brother and for her, and just live my life as best as I can in her honor.
My heart really goes out to the family. You could just hear the pain in their voices as I talked to them this afternoon. Now, for more information on the family's GoFundMe account, so you can make a donation, you can go to our website, cbs8.com. Reporting live, I'm Alex Cheney. Back over to you.
Tragic story. Thanks for sharing that, Alex.
A major redevelopment project aimed at transforming the Midway District takes a big step forward.
The San Diego Planning Commission unanimously voted in favor of giving it the green light. CBS 8's Kelly Hessedal has more on today's public hearing and what happens next.
This is a neighborhood that a lot of people say could use a makeover. We certainly need more affordable housing. So yes, this project cleared a big hurdle today, getting the Planning Commission's approval.
Day after day, year after year, we have seen the same strip clubs, the same industrial warehouses, the same commercial strip malls, and rotating homeless encampments.
I find it exciting, frankly. I think that it's a vast improvement. Is it perfect? Probably not. But what is, right?
And in the end, the vote was unanimous on moving this project forward. So here are some of the slides presented today of what this project is expected to look like. It will add 4,000 new housing units. Nearly half will be affordable housing. It will include public parks, public space. It will replace Pechanga Arena with a brand new 16,000-seat entertainment center and add 130,000 square feet of commercial space. Now, one thing that came up today more than once, concerns about traffic and parking. Here's an exchange between a commissioner and a representative of the project. Then you're going to hear from someone who spoke out during public comment.
How many parking spaces are currently dedicated to the current sports arena?
Currently, the existing Pechanga Sports Arena operates with roughly about 3,700 parking stalls.
Okay, and what is the seat capacity of the sports arena currently?
Give or take, it's roughly around 14,000, depending on the configuration of the type of event.
Okay, so we're increasing the seats and decreasing the parking.
We have to be honest about the impacts, and we have to plan for traffic as we know people are going to use it, not with some dingling projection that people are going to ride buses.
And we learned today that this project will be completed in 2 phases. The first phase will focus on completing the entertainment center. Now, this project now heads to the Land Use and Housing Committee. From there, it heads to the full City Council. Kelly Hessedal, CBS 8.
I feel like we've been talking about that project, or that area at least, for 2 decades.
Yeah, exactly. It would be a huge change, so we'll see what happens. We'll be on top of that story. A happy homecoming following a 6-year deployment.
We'll show you some of the family reunions still ahead, plus the weaknesses an independent review found in LA County's response to those devastating wildfires earlier this year.
And a first-of-its-kind degree from San Diego State. I'll tell you all about the new course teaching students how to thrive in a tech-driven future after this.